皆様、ここからはサイドカムで楽しんでいきましょう。We're gonna be hit the drum. さあ、どなたが太鼓、ドラムを叩いてくれるんでしょうか。スクリーンにご注目ください。To the side. Come on, watch the screens. 気づきましたね。Well done. Do we have anyone there? さあ続いていきましょう。どうぞ皆様画面にご注目くださいね。さあ来ました。ボランティアの方でしょうか。そう、叩いて叩いて。どんどんどんどんどんどん。いいですね。乗ってきました乗ってきました。ありがとうございます。続いていきましょう。Here we go. Nice moving for the camera. Great rhythm. Do we have anyone there? Oh no. Good rhythm. Who wants to be on screen? 続いていきましょう。Here we go. Here on screen. You gotta hit the drum. Just stop with your hands. That's good. Nice. Good finish. Good finish.
The face of a player come coach that means business, and a Spanish unit that is galvanized in their huddle, led by their coach, Oscar Trigo. Gaz Chowdhury's charges have been in touch all game, and it's a real ding-dong affair between Spain and Great Britain for this bronze match. And right there, the man with the hot hand, Terry Bywater, in his 6th Paralympics, geeing the GB team on. They don't want to return from Tokyo empty-handed.
No, he's pretty fired up there, wasn't he? Chowdhury coming back into the game, no surprise. So is Warburton. They go back to the starting lineup. You know, it is worth mentioning for Great Britain, the team that won the World Championships did have a few players who are not here in Tokyo. Simon Brown, Phil Pratt, and George Bates, for various reasons, not in Tokyo. So it's really tested their depth of their program, and here they are still battling for a medal.
Well, an opportunity for GB to blood some new Paralympians and maybe write a new chapter in their story. But they trail by Spain by 2, 30 points to 28, the scoreline at the moment. Spain in the ascendancy, and Gaz Chowdhury in possession, finding the big man, Manning, who doesn't quite have the deft touch.
Well, under all of that pressure and size, Garcia and Diageo right there. But, so there's a warning here against the Spanish player for leaving the court and then coming back in and gaining an advantage, and that's a warning. Happens again, it's a foul.
Well, we actually saw this in their quarter-final against Germany. It happened on a couple of occasions. When you leave the court, Chowdhury with the bucket, you have to re-enter at the same point. You can't use it advantageously to circumvent a bit of traffic. So it's something that the Spaniards have formed for, and they were eventually penalised for it in that epic against Germany. That one was finely poised. Are we going to see a bit of history repeating itself again against GB? Garcia does so well, falling back on his chair. Before Ruiz finishes the job.
That's his first basket of the game, which is astonishing to happen over a minute into the third quarter.
So Chowdhury, Brown, Jammer, Warburton and Manning, the men on the court for GB. Beautiful pickup from Brown. Not too many options for him. Goes to his coach, who goes to Warburton, off the glass and down the hatch. Warburton in the points early in the second half.
When he starts to fire from that range, that makes Great Britain, that gives them a whole other weapon.
Well, Warburton's been doing all of his damage in the key, by and large, in the Paralympics. Not really going from range, and certainly not from the right-hand side of the key. That effort was absolutely perfect. Chowdhury thought about it for a moment, didn't like the picture. Weaves, squirms, shoots, great shot.
I'd say he's got 9. Make it 11. I underestimated.
Bit less steam in the Spanish attack at the moment. Diallo puts his hand up at the back, calling for it from his captain. Will Garcia go himself? No, he finds Diallo, settles. Hasn't got the shot.
Stingy defense here from Great Britain, early stages, third quarter.
Well, they started the quarter trailing by 2. They now lead by 2. Make that 4.
It's a mirror image of what he did a few moments ago. The other side of the court this time for Warburton.
Well, we did say that he's been a lot more accurate from the left-hand side of the key, and he showed all that accuracy there. GB have started at a lick in this third quarter. Garcia puts his hands up, says, where are you? Give me some options. Ruiz steps up, and Ruiz slots it with nothing but net.
Well, Spain needed him to get involved in the offense, and he has. It's been interesting how Spain has guarded against Abdi Jama. He found himself in the open so often in the semifinal against Japan, and almost not at all in this game. So Garcia back out. Earlier, by the way, when he came out of the game, I had clarification. He had to come out because of receiving that medical attention. And as soon as I mentioned Jama,
there you go. How about that from Jama? Must have an earpiece into you.
well, and the thing is, that was really the first time it seems like he was really open in the game.
So Ignacio Ortega, one of the Spanish young guns, on Ruiz linking up with Zarzuela. That is almost a picture-perfect basket, but just missing the final ingredient, which was the finish. Ruiz too heavy-handed on the challenge. Was he? No, it's going to go against Chowdhury, I think.
It is indeed. Spain ball. I don't think they called a foul on the play.
So we're coming together of the chair, sees Ruiz in possession.
So that was just a turnover, that's all that was.
So Ignacio Ortega, 20 years old, first Paralympics.
He's got a very bright future.
Real cool head on young shoulders. It's been exceptional from the free throw line. Diallo not quite good enough from similar territory. And Warburton growing into the game. Picks up his place. Just, oh, on the right side of the arc. Jama.
They have managed to free him up again, and I think that has a lot to do with the way Spain is playing its defense.
James McSorley wheels away on the GB bench and screams in celebration. Zarzuela just directing traffic, but Ruiz can't hold on to it. GB will break. This could be a big basket to send the mate up. But the young gun, Ignacio Ortega, is quickest to make his way back and spoil the counter-attacking opportunity.
Still, though, it'll be Warburton's Great Britain that has the ball coming out of the timeout and leading by 6 all of a sudden. Outscoring Spain 12-4 here in the third quarter. What a start it's been for Great Britain.
Tranquilo. dando al lado contrario. ¿Vale? Importante, tranquilidad. El ataque, el triple switch. Está quedando ya, no ha hecho nada. Acelerado. ¿Vale? Con los cual, rápido, triple switch. ¿Vale? Vamos, ya.
And you can hear the coach talk about Pincho. Pincho is Ignacio Ortega, number 24 on Spain, who was the MVP, who's just come into the game, MVP of the 2018 European Under-22 Championships. We talked about his bright future, and they obviously want him involved. He's got the size in the chair. He's got great chair skills. And he's matched up against Lee Manning here in the backcourt.
Chowdhury does well to swivel in and go off the glass. Garcia's there to gobble up the crumbs. Spain needs some points. Oh! A foul in the process of entering the arc, coming in from Harry Brown. Garcia in full flight there. The other call as well from Oscar Trigo. Tranquillo, tranquillo, relax, relax. Asking for cool heads from his Spanish men out there on court in the timeout. As Chowdhury gets a little bit of mechanical attention to the chair. And Garcia will launch us off from for the back line.
Somehow in that process, the trainer who ran out to help lost his shoe, but he persevered.
Garcia shoulders the responsibility for the shooting again. Again, hits the rim. Warburton, Chowdhury, those two linking up as ever. Old friends on the court. Chowdhury took a long, hard look at going down the net. Decided not to. Ignacio Ortega, Pincho. On the right key, moves to the free throw line, into the paint, on the wheels. But Manning doing a great job at the moment on the rebounds, exactly what he's there for.
Oh, what a pass.
Oh, gorgeous pass into the path of Gaz Chowdhury. Real big basket that. That was fantastic play from Team GB.
Harry Brown really had eyes in the side of his head.
Well, Garcia shaped for the three. Opted against it, Zarzuela. He's the man.
Well, Great Britain's okay to trade baskets. They don't mind if that's how it continues to go forward. They'd like to stop Spain, but
Spain doing well to shut off the options for Warburton. He'll be forced into the layup for Manning, who shows great dexterity to wrap his arms around the outside of the basket, in off the glass. GB on a roll. Here comes Spain, new man on court. Oscar Onrubia, another one of the next generation of Spanish ballers. But uncharacteristically, it's one of the experienced veterans. It's the captain, Asia Garcia, missing the sizable frame of Alejandro Zarzuela.
well, as much as he leads the tournament in assists, Garcia, he also leads the tournament in giveaways. So sometimes that happens.
Can be feast or famine from the Spanish captain, and someone who is helping themselves to a buffet of points at the moment is Greg Warburton, really finding his range in the second half. Here comes the Spanish captain, just trying to shoot his way out of this rusty bit of form that he's enjoying at the moment. It's not dropping for him.
Yeah, I don't think he's enjoying it that much.
Significant quarter for GB. They trailed by 2 coming into it. They now lead by 10. It all started with this man at the top of the key, and he continues in the same vein. Abdi Jama, GB running red hot right now.
So now Spain has got all of those things to think about. Manning underneath the basket, Warburton from one wing, Jama from the high post. They've got to try to defend against everything. And don't forget about Chowdhury if those other options don't work out.
Well, Chowdhury so far in this Paralympics as well, force him anywhere in the scoring zones and he'll drain him. He's scoring from absolutely everywhere. Right side, left side, short corner, elbows. We saw a glorious long three-pointer early in the half, but one man who has got igloo ice running through his veins is Alejandro Zarzuela, who's got 1 from 1 from the free throw right now. Make it a deuce. Zarzuela fighting to keep Spain in touch with GB. 10 points still the gap.
He's been their best player. He's got 13 points to go with his 7 rebounds. He needs more help. They have brought in substitutions. Daniel Sticks is back into the game, and so is Jordi Ruiz.
Well, Warburton misses for the first time in a few attempts. Ruiz struggling to make his way into the scoring zones that he often prospers in. Does well to get the ball across the halfway line.
Just barely got there in 8 seconds.
GB making absolutely every part of the game troublesome, bothersome for the Spanish. Garcia runs out of time on the clock. And you can see Warburton right there, just pumping the fist. Every single play is a win for GB at the moment.
Yeah, when you add the defense that they just played to the offense that they've been playing, this is going to make it very difficult for Spain to come back here.
But Chowdhury, back to the top of the key, dummy. Oh my goodness, Abdi Jama. How good are you from the free throw line right now?
Well, and it's all been in the second half here for Jama. Didn't have any points. He's got 8 now.
Well, Alejandro Zarzuela trying his best to arrest this irresistible momentum that Team GB have gathered in the third quarter. 11 seconds remaining of a nightmare 10 minutes for the Spaniards. Will Britain end with a few more points? Brown, air ball.
Nevertheless, 22-10 for Great Britain, the edge in that third quarter. Incredible.
Spain trail Great Britain 40 points to 50 in the bronze medal match at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. Well, look at that field goal percentage from GB. 49% to Spain's 36%. And the points from turnovers is pretty good for them too. Rebounds, it's pretty even Stevens, and Spain coughing up a few more turnovers. But that third quarter, the touch paper lit for Team GB.
70% shooting in that quarter for Great Britain. Absolutely on fire against just 30 for Spain. And combine that with stifling defense for Gaz Chowdhury's team. He does it on both ends of the floor. Not just him. Warburton caught fire. Jama, 8 points in the quarter. That really helped Great Britain turn this thing around, as did Warburton's effort. All of those different options for Great Britain, that is what's making life so difficult for Spain right now.
As you said, great variety from the GB attack in that third quarter. That's why they lead Spain, 40 points to 50. 1 quarter remaining of the bronze medal match. So the man whose hand caught fire in that third quarter, Abdi Jama, gets us underway in the fourth, the final quarter of GB and Spain's Paralympic Games right here at Tokyo 2020. It was a third quarter that changed the entire complexion of the contest.
Oh, great chair position by Manning.
Well, form like this is infectious, and it's spreading like wildfire through the GB team. You mentioned the variety, Jama missing the shot, but Manning, who is like an octopus out there, all limbs, creating problems defensively and shooting hoops up top.
And he won't get credit for that last rebound, but he was the first one to get a hand on it. He's got 13 rebounds.
Chowdhury in on the act now. The game running away from Spain, 14 points the deficit. Garcia, the captain, tries to drive his charges forward. One last push in this quarter from Spain. They want to avert a fourth place finish like they achieved in Atlanta. Never a bronze medal round the necks of the Spanish wheelchair basketball players. Plenty of times Britain have known the colour, but they won't mind adding to their total again as we see heavy fall.
Offensive foul called on Gaz Chowdhury.
From Lorenzo. He gets up and he's fine, but looks like Garcia's having some problems with his chair. Really sort of went careering to the floor there, didn't he, at some pace?
He got banged up earlier, had to get some medical treatment. So Great Britain's done a great job limiting Garcia again in this game. He's still got the 10 assists and 8 points. This is an important possession here for Spain. Down by 14. Can't keep giving away these possessions.
Well, the more that GB have pressured Garcia, the more he's tried to shoot his way out of the funk. And at 21%, his percentage will be even lower after that miss. He just is digging a hole called lack of confidence now. They're not dropping for him. Garcia with an extravagant, puts left-handed ball over the top, just a bit too much on it. And as we said at the start of the match, USA shut Garcia down. If you stop him at source, then Spain don't function quite right.
So he is going back out of the game along with Daniel Sticks. Maurice coming back in.
Big disruptive hands in there from GB with Ruiz just about to flip it ring-bound.
Diallo, by the way, the other man coming back into the game for Spain. They have continued to use their bench, trying to find answers.
But Diallo was very, very good in the opening quarter. Dominant in the paint, accurate when under the basket. They'll look to him. Ruiz, so good, so accurate. He's got a lovely stroke on him. Can't make it two, though. And GB will look to score from transition. Gaz Chowdhury has accumulated 4 fouls now, so he needs to be careful about his personal foul tally, because one more and he won't be finishing this bronze medal match.
Jama rebounding, nice.
Well, the man sitting lowest in the chair on the court has been first to the rebound in the paint. That is an indication of just how good it's going for GB right now. Seem to have lost their range a touch in terms of shooting, so Spain will have to capitalize now. 13 points the difference. Ruiz from range. Ruiz on the 3 points.
Nicely done for Jordi Ruiz. They need that from him. especially with Garcia not in, and foul called here on the man who's down, Maurice, David Maurice.
Well, that was quite beautiful, and Ruiz, the Spanish haven't been able to fashion that man into those shooting territories enough in the match. Saw him earlier in the tournament. He's so good, but the defensive hustle from GB have just made it awkward for Spain to find him in the places where he prospers.
Now an important possession for Great Britain, because Spain has a chance, if they can get a big stop, to get it into single digits. However, Chowdhury does his part.
Well, Chowdhury skating on thin ice at the moment on 4 fouls. But he does well there. Look at the sweat, look at the work rate from the coach, who goes long to Warburton. He's been increasingly prevalent in this match. Looks for his coach again, but shut out by a big play from Ruiz.
And Chowdhury wants his team to call a timeout, and they have finally done so, or the referees have finally noticed it, so.
He uses it as an opportunity to have an extended conversation with the referee as well before returning to his team for what could be a crucial timeout. 6 minutes 41 on the clock.
Well,
GB leading Spain 54-44.
He was absolutely adamant that that was not a Spain ball on that last touch. He thought the last person to touch it was Ruiz. Let's listen in. They have to continue to do what was working, which was to get as many players involved offensively as possible. You know Manning's going to do his job under both baskets. He just needs a little space and sometimes a little help to get in there.
Well, my ear's not quite attuned enough to pick up exactly what Gauss Chowdhury was saying, but he's certainly a man with a plan by the look of his eyes. But a team that needs a plan B, maybe even a plan C, is Spain, because what they've been doing hasn't been working. Is this the first basket that's going to put them on their way to a big comeback in this 4th quarter? They trail by 8.
They got it down to single digits without Garcia in the lineup.
Well, interestingly, the body language from Garcia when he came off to be replaced by Diallo, he was straight away from his team, facing away from the court, just taking time to himself, reflecting on what for him will be a disappointing performance so far. I wonder, will we see him return to the game?
Probably no one knows the answer to that.
Juggles out of the rim from the shot from GB. Spain enjoying a more settled patch as Britain's high shot percentage begins to dip. 70% in that 3rd quarter, at which they took control of the match, and Spain are now back in the mood.
Down to 6 points.
So the pendulum swings once again in this enthralling bronze medal match between Spain and Great Britain. Chowdhury and Warburton, the 2 linchpins of the GB attack, looking to unlock Spain one-handed. Too much asked of himself. Chowdhury on the return.
Clutch.
Does the business.
Clutch shot by Chowdhury. They really needed that to stifle that run from Spain.
It's amazing, wasn't it, in the Ariake right there? It was almost like time was suspended as Chowdhury took the shots. Diallo Great rebound. He's going to get another snaffle. No. How good has that man been? The big man for GB. He has just been everywhere, Lee Manning.
By the way, that was a 7-0 run before Chowdhury sank that shot from the foul line. That was really key.
Abdi Jama flipped back up onto his wheels. Lee Manning, you know, came into this with averaging about 10.6 rebounds a game. Can't actually find him in our stats at the moment. He's on 16 when it counts the most in the bronze medal match.
So inside of 5 minutes now, and both teams have had their moments here in the second half. And now we see who's going to finish strong.
So some sting taken out of the game temporarily. This will probably suit GB, who'd like to be a bit more measured in the key. Manning, first of the rebound. Manning.
Basket won't count.
Netting the basket, but it won't count. They'll go from the free throw line. Yes. The arm from Diallo. He pulled it back in and then lurched his head back to say, definitely wasn't me, sir. But I think the referee's excellently positioned. The officiating has been high quality all Paralympics,
Yeah, there was no foul on the Brown play. It was the Manning follow-up.
Bounced off every single lick of paint on the hoop before dropping for Lee Manning.
By the way, that was an unsportsmanlike on Diageo. That's why Manning took the free throws without anyone around the key, and that's why Great Britain gets the ball back again.
Chowdhury can't find the shot, but Manning's there again. Another rebound, more points.
18 rebounds for Lee Manning.
So the task gets that bit taller, almost as tall as Lee Manning. Manuel Lorenzo tries to do his bit for the Spanish team. 9 points they trail by. It's not insurmountable for the Spanish. So long as they can shut GB down, so long as they can stop them scoring. Warburton is in so much space at the elbow. Lorenzo does really well to force him double backed on his side. Chowdhury is taking responsibility. Very, very messy from Zarzuela. See what the call is here.
It's usually the man down on the floor who took the foul, and that's what it was again, Zarzuela.
Seems to have been the way.
So Spain is into the bonus now, so every personal foul they take from here on in will send Great Britain to the foul line. That isn't necessarily a bad thing for Spain when you're trying to come from behind.
Explain that tactically, maybe.
They may, well, they want to do that because if, well, there you go. If you miss, then you get the ball back and no time has elapsed. So they will be wanting to send players to the line who aren't good free throw shooters or aren't as good. And it kind of worked out there for Spain.
So Harry Brown unable to convert his 2 opportunities from the free throw line. And Moritz will find Diallo to Zarzuela, and Zarzuela, as has been the way for the entire game in the points. That's number 17. Great performance from Alejandro Zarzuela. Look at that wicked spin from Harry Brown. Gets himself out of trouble and the ball in the hands of Warburton. Warburton prowls the arc. Huge men surrounding him with big arms, but he finds the pass miraculously.
Pretty amazing pick and roll there that almost worked, but it used the whole shot clock, which is key for Great Britain now, leading by 7 with under 3 minutes left. They will not want to be shooting early in the shot clock.
So GB needs to be careful here. Spain, it is as much about closing this 7-point deficit as it is about clock management. 2 minutes 55 remaining of the match. They are going to want to stop the clock as frequently as possible in the match. Obviously without conceding points also. But the more time they have, the more time they have for players like Ruiz to weave and find. Lorenzo, who thinks twice, has another nibble, misses. Manning, right place, right time, as he has been all day at the Ariake Arena. The counter isn't quite good enough in transition. One area that GB have struggled in this Paralympics is turning turnovers into points. One of the least proficient sides in the whole competition. Ruiz fakes again. And draws the foul.
So that is the 4th team foul for Great Britain. So now it will be Spain going to the line, not on, well, this one because it was the fouled while shooting, but now from now on, either team picking up personal fouls will send the opposition to the line. So we're probably going to have a lot of free throw shooting here.
Well, and if there's one man you want at the free throw line, it's Ruiz. Although he doesn't put enough juice into that one and finds the front rim. And bounces out as well. Ruiz will be disappointed. Spain will be disappointed. 7 points the deficit. 2 minutes on the clock.
Full court press by Spain. And the 8, it works because it forces Great Britain to give up the ball. They couldn't get across the timeline in 8 seconds.
So you have to transition from the backcourt across the halfway line within 8 seconds if you're the attacking team. The full court press stopping GB from being able to do so. 3 points. This will do nicely. Wow, that was close. Diallo's there for the rebound. They'll take 2.
5 points, that's all. And Spain doing it with Garcia on the bench.
And Garcia also not looking like he's going to be re-entering the game anytime soon. He hasn't got his substitutes jersey removed. Let's listen in to Gaz Chowdhury if we can.
Offensively now, we're going to advance. We're not going to advance. We are not advancing the ball, Harry. Harry, pay attention. Harry's advancing the ball. Importante, el último minuto, seguimos defendiendo duro. Vamos en cuernos, seguimos con cuernos. A levantar, pero buenos bloqueos. Para atrás. Manu,
It's been Spain's quarters so far, outscoring Great Britain 14-9. They want to finish strong, but they're still down by 5. Great Britain will have the ball and keeps the same 5-man. Actually, no, they don't. Manning off, Bywater onto the floor now for Great Britain.
So Bywater on, the man in his 6th Paralympics. He made his debut back in 2000 in Sydney. What a wise old head to be able to bring onto court in the closing moments of this bronze medal match, which GB had been in control of since the 3rd quarter. But a Spanish resistance is being mounted.
Nice.
Beautiful play, unlocking the Spanish defense. Key basket that from Warburton, who ghosted in.
And you could see that being set up all along as Chowdhury was being watched. They know he's a shooter, and Warburton finds his way into the paint, taking the pass.
Spain finds Arzuela, who was open with plenty of time, misses the easy one and misses another. Diallo back for more. Key rebound from Diallo, and not second chance points, but third chance points for the Spaniards.
We've got the press on again, but an offensive foul called, I believe, or maybe it's against Spain. It is against Spain.
So GB will go to the free throw line.
It was Lorenzo who took that, was only his second, so that will not come into play. And Great Britain has a chance to add to its 5-point lead with one of their very best shooters coming to the free throw line in Terry Bywater, coming in at 67%.
Well, you don't get sounds much more satisfying than that from Terry Bywater. 1 from 1. But Terry Bywater comes on and does exactly what he's meant to do. He puts the stoppers on the Spanish comeback, drains the 2 free throws, and Spain call a timeout.
Second of third timeouts for Spain. And let's listen in on the Spanish huddle. It may come down to a player like Zarzuela, who has been so good for Spain already in the game. He's got 17 points, but they need him and they need Ruiz. They need them all to try to complete this 7-point comeback with 72 seconds left.
They'll do it without their captain, Asia Garcia, by the looks of things. He can only watch on as Ruiz is harried high in the center court. Oh, almost a miscontrol. Regathers. Shot clock against them. They need to pull the trigger.
No. And we didn't mention it, but Manning back into the game, and he had a big part in stifling Spain's offense.
And then he's straight back off as well, and Bywater's on. So GB cycling their threats, tailoring the solution to the Spanish problem. You know, this could be a masterstroke by Gaz Chowdhury. He's doing it all from on the court and pulling out points as well.
Good job by Bywater to draw the foul, and that will send him back to the line again.
So Terry Bywater, as it is, on for a 4th bronze medal at wheelchair basketball.
He's been in this game for just over 10 minutes. And I'll tell you at the end of these free throws how many points he has, but it's more than 10. It's lucky 13 for number 7. That's how many points Bywater has scored in his 10 minutes on the floor. Absolutely clutch.
I think that sound that Terry Bywater generates with the ball going through the net from the free throw line is what basketball players dream of when they go to bed at night. Absolutely pure as it drops through the rim. And maybe, just maybe, has dragged this game beyond the Spanish reach.
So that was the third and final timeout for Spain. They've got to do it on the floor now or hope that Great Britain calls a timeout, but they've got 9 points to make up in 51 seconds. Impossible? No. Incredibly difficult? Yes.
They try to do it with a three-pointer to kickstart their campaign back into the bronze medal match.
Chowdhury drawing the foul here.
So the foul from Diallo takes us to the three-point line, and the problem for Spain is that it's Chowdhury who's been fouled. He's pretty handy from the free throw line.
He certainly is. I suppose you would like to know how handy. 79% coming into this game from the charity stripe, as some call it.
The charity stripe, that's exactly what I was asking of you.
Well, it has been impressive to watch him this tournament, not just on the floor, but the way he has been the general of this team. And it makes me think that if and when he decides he doesn't want to play anymore, there's a coaching position that's going to be out there for him somewhere.
It's been a pretty good audition for him, hasn't it, right here in Tokyo. GB have brought their A game to this bronze medal match against a very talented Spanish side that until the semi-final had not tasted defeat once here in Tokyo. But you can tell by the body language of the Spaniards that hope is beginning to dissipate away.
These two teams met in the final of the European Championships in Poland in 2019, the event that qualified them to Tokyo. Great Britain won that. Of course, Spain got to the gold medal game in Rio and lost to the US. That was their only loss of the tournament.
Long way off from Diallo. Feeling the pressure, GB players going over to give him a fist pump. That's better from Diallo. No great scenes of celebration from the Spanish bench. Another foul on GB. I think that's Terry Bywater, isn't it?
Yeah, he drew the foul. It's against Zarzuela, though. His third, but again, we're down to the dying embers of this one, so nobody's fouling out. And again, you can just see Ruiz, Warburton talking with each other. These players, all of these Great Britain players, almost all of them play in Spain at the club level, including Terry Bywater.
Oh, as close as you can get from the free throw line. His first miss in a long, long time. Britain excellent from the free throw line today, 56%. And that man's been almost at 100. Terry Bywater's momentum-shifting plays have been a feature. He came on and had that hot run in the second quarter, and then he's brought on and pretty much closed out the game here for GB.
And they have done a really nice job strategically of bringing Manning in for his incredible rebounding abilities, which are up to 21 in the game, by the way. He's got a double-double with 11 points.
That is phenomenal. 21 rebounds. He's been all action.
And we knew a lot was going to be asked of him because Spain came into this game as the best rebounding team in the tournament. So a lot was going to be asked of Lee Manning, and he answers the bell. What a game for Harry Brown, though. Incredible.
He's fouled out at the deck to bring on James McSorley, the Northern Irishman.
No sooner did I mention no one was going to foul out than Brown fouls out. But you know what? It's good because it gives us a chance to talk about his performance in the game. Plays with so much energy and passion. He's always involved defensively, always involved wreaking havoc in the front court.
Well, Spain still trying to sort of take GB to the foul line, but I think everybody knows that the game is up and Team GB have won the bronze medal. The Team GB baggage allowance will be stressed that little bit more because they're packing one more medal. They've won the bronze in the men's wheelchair basketball, defeating Spain 58 points to 68. Well, tough for the Spanish captain Garcia, who's been supreme all competition, but just didn't happen for him in the semi-finals nor in the bronze today. And it was a complete performance from Team GB as we see the huddle of Bywater, Gaz Chowdhury in there, Jammer and Harry Brown. They did an incredible job. And let's not forget the huge man there in 14, towering over the rest, Manning, who was king of the rebounds. 40 overall for GB, 21 to that man alone. Spain weren't far behind, but really the field goal accuracy is what dragged the Spanish attempts to achieve their first bronze medal in their history at the Paralympic Games. Their captain didn't fire. He'll be bitterly disappointed after so much hope was generated during the group stages. And confirmation right there. Britain, who fell to Japan in the semi-finals, have, as is their way, secured yet another bronze medal. They're sixth in Paralympic history.
Well, they came here obviously hoping for gold, as did the other 11 teams in the tournament. After you lose in the semifinal, you've got to regroup. Both teams went to regroup, and clearly Great Britain did it just a little bit better, had a little better game plan, executed it at a higher level. And it was a complete team performance. You see rolling over on the right side of the screen into the shot is Terry Bywater. This is his fourth Paralympic bronze medal in wheelchair basketball.
Quite extraordinary, and that is an acknowledgement not just of the performance of Gaz Chowdhury on the court, but his role as coach in this Paralympics. Britain thrust into the most extraordinary of situations with Haj Barnier unable to contribute from the coach's technical area, from here.
Gaz Chowdhury's team, Great Britain, answers the bell in the bronze medal game and wins it by 10 points, 68-58 for Great Britain. Abdi Jama had an excellent second half for Great Britain. They needed him to get involved offensively. They needed Greg Warburton to do the same. They both made significant contributions in the second half, and Great Britain takes the bronze medal over Garcia's team. It was a rough game for the captain of Spain.
Well, both these nations came to Tokyo looking for gold, but it is only Britain that will leave with a medal. It is of a bronze color, and it was due to a complete performance from their star performers. Lee Manning towering in the rebounds with 21 of Britain's 40. Garcia will leave gutted. He gave everything to this Tokyo 2020 Paralympics, but it is Team GB who will leave Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games as the bronze medalists of the men's wheelchair basketball.
Coming up, the gold medal game. まもなく決勝戦となります。 Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our two teams for the official BOLA.
おっしゃるようにやって両チーム選手の入場です。
First, Japan.
日本選手の入場です。
And now, welcome the United States of America.
アメリカ合衆国選手の入場です。
Go! Let's have a look at how these two teams got to the gold medal game. First, Japan.
さあ、いよいよやってきました。ゴールドメダルマッチ。アメリカ対日本。改めて両チームを紹介していきましょう。まずは日本です。
Playing 5 games in the pool match, they beat Korea, Canada, Turkey, and also Colombia, losing to Spain. In the quarterfinals, they beat Australia by 55-61 with a win, and in the semi-finals, they beat Great Britain 79-68. They're led by Chokai Feng Shi, who has 20 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists, and Kozai Roki, who has 17 points, and he is free in the three-pointer. We're going to make history today. Japan's going to win a medal. What color will it be?
さあ、日本は予選4勝1敗で突破となりました。コロンビア、韓国、カナダ、そしてトルコに勝って、そしてクォーターファイナルはオーストラリアに61対55、さらにセミファイナルは英国に79対68で勝利。セミファイナルは鳥海歴史が20得点、さらに香西宏樹スリーポイントを3本中3本決め17得点となりました。男子日本初のメダルに向けて最強のチャレンジャーとなってこの決勝に駒を進めました。
Let's have a look at USA, also playing 5 games. They beat Germany, Iran, Australia, and Algeria. They only lost once to Great Britain. In the quarterfinals, they beat Turkey 52-45. In the semi-finals, they beat Spain 66-52. In that game, Jake Williams had 16 points. Brian Bell had 10 rebounds and 6 assists. In Rio 2016, they won the gold medal, and they are the defending champions.
さあ、そしてアメリカ合衆国ですが、こちらも予選は4勝1敗で突破。そしてクォーターファイナルはトルコに52対45で勝利。そしてセミファイナル準決勝はスペインとの対戦66対52で勝利をしました。セミファイナルではジェイク・ウィリアムズが16得点の活躍、さらにブライアン・ベル20得点10リバウンドの活躍でした。なんといってもアメリカはリオパラリンピックのゴールドメダリスト、そうです、今のディフェンディングチャンピオンとなります。ディフェンディングチャンピオン対、そして最強のチャレンジャーという図式になります。
This game promises to be one of the most competitive of the tournament, with these two Paralympic wheelchair basketball powerhouses going head-to-head. Let's take a quick look at some of the highlights on their way to today's gold medal game.
12日間にわたって行われている男子車いすバスケットボール。両チームにはさまざまな歴史があり、そして今このゴールドメダルマッチとなっています。では改めてハイライトをご覧いただきます。
Welcome inside the beautiful Ariake Arena in the Ariake district in Tokyo, one of two homes for wheelchair basketball at Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games. It is day 12 of men's action. It's the final day. It's the final game. It's game number 73 of the tournament. It will be USA and Japan battling for gold. U.S. trying to go back-to-back with gold medals. Japan trying for its first gold medal in Paralympic Games history. USA's path to get to the gold medal game saw them win in the semifinals over Spain. Look how they finished so far in the tournament. Both teams just one loss, 6-1. One team will go home with just one loss and a gold medal. The other will settle for silver. Japan has never been this far before, is trying to win its first ever gold medal. And Great Britain has already claimed the bronze here in Tokyo. And Japan has had a breakthrough type of tournament from Shokai Renshi. You will see him in moments. He wears number 2. He has been their number 1, entering superstar status throughout this tournament. Team USA, Team Japan battling for gold here at Tokyo 2020 in men's wheelchair basketball. Now let's meet the starting lineups, beginning with Team USA and Team Japan. And the number 2 is certainly one to watch. Shokai Renshi had 20 points in the semifinal, along with 8 rebounds and 8 assists. He played 36 minutes.
Well, the one thing that you can say that stands out about Japan is that other than Shokai, no one stands out more than the team. It is a cohesive unit, points spread around through Akita, Fujimoto, and that man Shokai, averaging 10.9 points a game. Draws a lot of fouls. It's an intricate style of play that the Japanese bring. And you mentioned they're looking for their first gold. They're looking for their first medal of any distinction in any global tournament. The GB team, shell-shocked after the semi-final, said they came out of nowhere.
And this U.S. team has credentials, winning the gold medal in Rio 5 years ago. In historical terms, looking for the program's 9th medal. It is almost hard to point to any one player, but I'll point to number 8, Brian Bell, who had an absolutely outstanding semifinal. He had 20 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, and it was USA's bench that was so strong, scoring half of its 66 points, 33 of the 66 in the semifinal over Spain, scored by the players coming off the bench. And there is the group. It is John Boy who rounds things out. It is a very athletic USA team. It's a very deep USA team. As we settle now for the national anthems of Team Japan and Team USA.
Few national anthems with quite as much Olympic and Paralympic heritage as the Star-Spangled Banner of the United States of America. Well, once again, we get the great joy of listening to the quite beautiful Kimi ga Yo, the national anthem of Japan. Fitting that the host nation should be here at the last dance on the final day of the Tokyo 2020 Paralympics for the men's wheelchair basketball.
And they have allowed some more folks in the building today safely spread out around in the upper tier, some of the volunteers, which is has changed the kind of vibe and energy in the building. It feels like a real gold medal game, and maybe won't be quite as silent at certain times that we have seen in the tournament.
And it is wonderful to have these volunteers here as well, because they have been the beating heart of the Olympics, of the Paralympics, in such challenging conditions here in Tokyo. So for them to have the opportunity to see this Japan team, who have really sprung a shock to the wheelchair basketball world with their dazzling performances, their relentless energy, and are putting themselves in a position to win a gold. Every time they take the court since they won their quarterfinal, they were making history. But will they make history today of a golden nature?
That is indeed the question. If you look back at the 2018 World Championships held in Hamburg, as you see the starting lineup, Toyoshima, Shokai, Kawahara, Fujimoto, and Akita. The 2.5 number beside Shokai tells you his classification, and all the others, it can only add up to 14 points. But if you look back to those 2018 World Championships, Japan finished in 9th place, but a big part of their improvement has been the performance of Shokai Renshi, who is 22 now, so he was only 19 then for Coach Kiyoya Kazuyuki, and he has matured, as have they. And the man beside as well, the player beside Akeyashi, he's only 20 as well. And so they are really maturing at the right time. Ron Lyken's Team USA will go with Pei, Nieswinder, Bell, Serio, and Boy as their starting 5. But as we mentioned, their bench is ridiculously strong, and they've got players that can replace all 5 of these if needed.
It's fully loaded, the USA bench, and it's a bench that we've seen get the United States of America out of some binds in these knockout rounds. Ron Lyken's the man with the Midas touch as far as USA basketball is concerned, guiding the women to 2 golds at Athens and Beijing, and then snapping the barren golden spell at Rio with the men. But we've seen players like Trevon Jennifer, like Brian Bell, step up to the plate for the United States, and that's why they're here in the gold medal match.
Japan essentially has 2 lineups that they can use, using 9 different players, and 1 player is front and center in both, and that is Shokai Renshi. There is Fujimoto, the veteran. There is Steve Serio, one of the co-captains for Team USA, the general on the floor. Right beside him, you saw Brian Bell. There's John Boy. Mikey Pei, the longtime veteran, the 38-year-old, starting for the U.S. from Warren, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. 2 NCAA championships, playing with the University of Texas Arlington back in the day. And Japan begins with the ball, and an offensive foul called already, and it's on Akita.
Well, great little hum in the Ariake Arena here for the gold medal match. The United States are going to have to battle against an inspired Japanese team, but also a clutch of vociferous volunteers.
Steve Serio with the ball, 33-year-old from New York State. Sends a pass across for Mikey Pei, his longtime friend. And they return passes. 5 on the shot clock now. Serio's going to put one up. It rattles out. It thought about it long and hard.
Tantalizing as it circumvented the rim, but still waiting for the first points of this opening quarter.
Fujimoto dishes for Toyoshima, now for Akita. And it's going to go out of bounds. It'll be USA ball, 47 seconds in. Nobody's had the Midas touch yet.
Well, USA will want to get their captain, Steve Serio, on the ball as much as possible. He's one of the leading assisters in the Olympics, 50 to his name. But he can score as well. They want to get him on the board early, get the confidence humming.
Nieswinder couldn't get the finish either. And who's going to get the opening basket of this gold medal game here at the Paralympics? Fujimoto, yes, for three, Fujimoto. Best three-point shooter in the tournament.
Well, he is one of the most experienced heads in this Japanese side. 5th Paralympic Games. Just interlacing that wisdom and that experience among the next generation, all the youth that floods through this Japanese team.
Nieswinder, Pei. Trying to work behind the screen that's being set up by John Boyce. Hard work. And it's going to be Japan ball, not quite 2 minutes in. USA comes in as the stingiest team in the tournament, but so far, both teams' defense has been excellent. USA has been unable to get the ball into the hands of Brian Bell for an offensive attack yet.
Well, Brian Bell's really been, well, a surprise package. I don't want to be disrespectful, but certainly he maybe not have been touted as having such a significant role in the USA charge to the gold medal match. He came on in the quarterfinal to score crucial points against Turkey, and he had a very impressive semi-final as well to find him starting here today at the Ariake.
And this is going to be, wow, nicely saved by Steve Serio. That might not show up on the stat sheet, but that's a brilliant play. Serio absorbs the foul from Kawahara Rin. So USA looking to break the seal on this basket. Serio takes it towards the paint. Gives to Pei from the free throw line. It rattles around, and Shokai comes up with the rebound.
So USA struggling to settle in terms of their scoring at the moment. They're doing reasonably well of tasking the Japanese in attack, but Akita may go from the elbow.
Fujimoto from the baseline. It's 6-0 USA. Ron Lyken standing up, walking over, getting ready to make substitutions, and that will happen momentarily. It's Mikey Pei now with the ball for Serio. Back in for Pei in the paint, and it is blown down. US managing to draw the foul here. It'll be a non-shooting foul. And into the game coming Trayvon Jennifer and Jake Williams. Williams had 16 points in the semifinal.
Well, interesting changes coming in. Trayvon Jennifer has been a one-man crime wave during this Tokyo 2020 Paralympics. He's king of the steals and brought in to disrupt the flow of the Japanese team. He did a fabulous job against Turkey in the quarterfinals, exercising that exact role.
Well, Williams comes in and immediately draws a foul. He was an all-star at the last World Championships. Pass finds Serio. Dishes for Bell. The little spinorama. Can't get it to fall, and Akita comes up with the rebound. Still, the U.S. unable to score. Shokai Renshi was all over the highlights in Japanese TV after the semifinal, and he sinks the basket, his first of the game.
Well, Japan with the dream start right now, 8-point lead, only 3.5 minutes elapsed, and USA searching for that bucket to get them on the board and settle the gold medal nerves.
Serial from the baseline, dishes back to Williams, and there is the opening basket for USA.
That's going to be so important for Jake Williams. He had a torrid time shooting in the quarterfinal against Turkey. You mentioned the 16 points from the semi, and getting on the board early is going to be key for his confidence.
Fujimoto, Akita, nice job by Bell, that quick hand up. He's got Williams racing to the hoop. He sends it to him off the glass and in. Jake Williams coming in and making a big start. And a big contribution to USA getting back into this game. Not that it had ever really gotten away from them. Shokai, Akayashi, Fujimoto, off the glass and in. Fujimoto, when he thinks he's got a shot lined up, he usually does.
Wow, that's Fujimoto's 7th point of the game. He's averaging 12 per match against all opposition in the competition. He's up to 7 already, and he's looking in the mood.
And Williams from range can't hit. It's a 6-point lead, Japan with the ball again. Shokai Renshi, the 22-year-old for Fujimoto. Blocked, he gets it back, and he puts it in. What a recovery.
Wow, Fujimoto could only be stopped by the big right hand of Brian Bell, but on the second chance, he gobbles up the opportunity. Incredible stuff from Fujimoto.
Serial, now Bell towards the paint, busts into the paint, and he puts it off the glass and in. And you get the sense that's not the only time we're going to see that in this game. Akayashi has Akita with them. Good hands by Jennifer to knock it away, and it's grabbed by Serial. Good active hands by both Bell and Jennifer. Serial, nice little fake. Now gives to Williams. Sets up behind the screen of Jennifer. It rattles in and out. Bell comes up with the ball, and they are going to call the foul against Brian Bell.
Well, good energy from Brian Bell at both ends of the court at the moment. Couple of rejections. And also points driving to the key.
So Hirioki coming in for Japan. Kotsai Hirioki, when he is hot, as he was in the semifinal, scored 17 points. He can really carry this team. Kotsai, he's got it now. Rolls just inside the arc and hits his first shot of the game. 14-6, Japan leading the reigning Paralympic champions. Williams. Bell up, rattles around. U.S. just having a little difficulty nailing their shots. Kotsai Hirioki. And it's going to be a foul call against the U.S. Inbound for Japan. Yeah, no foul on the play, in fact. Akayashi. Fujimoto. Akayashi. Now Fujimoto.
First miss of the game.
14-6. USA trailing. Williams. Serial. Steve Serial has been playing professionally in Germany the last few years for the team Landil. I do not believe he's going back for the coming season. I think he's made that known. USA cutting the lead down to 6. And the shot from Kotsai Hirioki. Steve Serial from the elbow. In for John Boy, who's left alone, and he hits.
Well, that's very nice from JB, John Boy. First Paralympics of the 30-year-old, and a low classification player offering points.
Fujimoto fighting for space, and Bell fighting for the rebound. Comes up with it. Quick outlet to Jennifer. USA with numbers all down the right wing. Now Serio. And a nice little pick and roll by Boy, and he finishes it off with the underhand layup.
Put that one on the highlights reel, JB. Fabulous finish.
Fujimoto has to really reach to retrieve the pass. Now Shokai. Kotsai. USA trying to push Japan out wide. And yet, Kotsai hits it anyway. Japan is already in the bonus if US can draw fouls here. Here's Brian Bell off the glass. Usually he hits from there.
Well, Japan have got a dream start at the moment. They're shooting at 73% accuracy, which is quite remarkable in this first quarter.
Kotsai, Fujimoto, rebounded by Shokai. Now Kotsai, and we've got a whistle, no foul on the play. It'll be Japan ball, 12 on the shot clock, 39 on the game clock here in the opening quarter.
Well, it was acrobatically retrieved by Shokai Renshi, who's bringing the energy up top in the court for Japan at the moment. It's the guy on the ball here who's bringing all the points, and he'll go for three.
Fujimoto, not this time, rebounded by Williams. He had help there from Serio. Inside the final 30 seconds of the opening quarter, Serio busting in, then gives it back to Bell, kicks it back to Williams. Under pressure. The pass to Bell. 4 on the shot clock, rolling in, gives it to Serio, off the glass, and 1.
Wow, what a pressure shot underneath the rim there from the USA captain. Shot clock pressure, pressure from the Japanese defense. Really composed stuff from the United States.
So Serio will try to finish off the three-point play and get his team within 3, and does exactly that with 8.7 seconds left in the quarter. And a turnover. USA is going to get the ball back again here. Kosai Hideyoki took the foul, and the US will have a chance now in the front court. And Coach Ron Likens points at his watch and says, keep an eye on the clock, boys. Not much left. Serio. Williams for 3. Yes! He's tied the game, and the horn sounds. What a finish for USA. They have tied it up here in the gold medal game. 18 apiece after 1 quarter of play.
Well, what a finish here. The Ariake, and the Ariake loves it. Great energy early in the first quarter. And Japan, dead-eye accuracy, 62% in terms of the field goal attempts. USA lagging behind on 47 rebounds. Japan hungriest with 9. High caliber match here. Gold medal on the line. Both teams bringing their A game.
So
I can't hear myself, or I can't figure out how to correct it. It's really annoying me.
Jake Williams making a really nice contribution coming into the game for the U.S. Fujimoto, the veteran, who we saw in tears after the semifinal win. Serio, talk about veterans, regarded as one of the very, very best in the world at this game. Kotsai Hideyoki Had the crowd of a couple hundred in this building screaming for the host nation. 18 points apiece as we begin quarter number 2. Japan in its first ever gold medal game. USA, the wily veterans, 1 gold in Rio, looking to back it up with gold here. US keeps that same lineup on the floor. Serio, Jennifer, Bell, Boy, Williams. Here's Bell. Cuts into the paint, uses the window, banks it in.
Big roar from the USA bench there as well. They got the momentum. It's traveling with them.
Kotsai Hideyoki for 3. And it is going to be USA ball. Japan trying to keep the U.S. offense out if they can, push them out. Williams, Serio. Batted away by Shokai. It'll still be USA ball with 9 on the shot clock. Serio muscles in, gets it to Jennifer. Shot clock dying, got it up, got it in. Trayvon Jennifer hits it.
I'm a big Trayvon Jennifer fan. Love his energy around the court. Big on the steals, but also contributing in attack.
And then Kotsai Hideyoki does what he does, and Japan is back within 2. Full court press here as Japan is trying to hem the U.S. in. They escape. And an offensive foul called here on Steve Serio.
Well, how about the energy in the Ariake for this final? The competitiveness just oozing from the court.
Japan has clearly shown that they belong in this gold medal game if there was any doubt. Here's Kotsai across for Furusawa, puts the ball on the floor to the elbow, cuts into the paint, puts up the left-hander, and it's rebounded by Bell. Steve Serio thinks about the 3, gets the contact, goes to Williams. 8 on the shot clock, finds Serio from the baseline, and it rattles out. Furusawa has his path to the basket cut off by Williams. Now Shokai, Kotsai, and they return passes. Kotsai fading and firing off the mark.
It was a miss from Japan there, but the accuracy, the speed of the passing between the players is just something to behold. Shokai kind of acting as a quarterback, just directing traffic from the top of the arc.
Good job there by Japan to draw the foul. It was an offensive foul by Trayvon Jennifer. Still a 2-point game, USA leading. Almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Furusawa from behind Jennifer. It rattles around the rim. And it'll be USA ball with Jake Williams. Williams from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. In his second Paralympic Games, nicely underneath the basket for Serio. And Steve Serio finishes it off. Akita. Furusawa takes it to the wing. Now under, sends it across for Akita. And his shot is off the mark, rebounded by Bell. USA looking to add to its 4-point lead. Nicely done. And the pass was brilliant by Serio. The finish by Bell, excellent. And USA is pulled ahead now by 6 points.
Well, Bell's offering in all sections of the court at the moment. 3 rebounds, He's 3 from 6 from the field goals. He's been everywhere. The fact that he's only got 3 rebounds is almost a shock. He's been so prevalent in everything that he's done, and he's bringing all the energy, and even a bit of a focal point right there in the huddle on the timeout.
Love that. Coach Kayoya Kazuyuki allowing his leaders to lead. Kotsai Hiroyuki, the 33-year-old, clearly had something to say that he needed said. And Matt Scott is coming into the game for the U.S. That is the strength of the U.S. They have star players like Matt Scott in his 5th Paralympic Games coming in off the bench just when the opposition thinks they might have you figured out.
Well, Matt Scott is one of the key players coming off the bench. He brings so much composure, another king of the assist for the United States, and the way that he links up with Steve Sirio really moves the opposition around, has them asking questions about who's going to be the man taking the shot. But at the moment, USA need to defend, and of course, for whom Japan, Brian Bell tolls.
Brian Bell, indeed, with another rebound. And that is the 4th of the game for him. Here's Scott. Bell puts the ball on the floor, zings it back to Scott with 4 on the shot clock. Had a pretty good look. And it's still 6-point USA lead. And they were back-picking Shokai, trying to keep him out of the offense. And nice hustle play by Scott to bat it away from Furusawa.
Great hustle from the USA in defense at the moment, making life tough for Japan, who trail by 6.
Kawahara Rin inbounding for Akita. Back to Furusawa. Akita from behind the screen, rattles out, rebounded by Williams. And now Scott for USA. Matt Scott, another one of these players who has played in Europe. One of the most coveted players on the international scene. Here's Brian Bell. Puts up the shot. And it's going to be rebounded by Shokai. Quickly ahead to Furusawa. Furusawa was an all-star at the under-25 World Championships. Here's Bell with the steal. Jennifer. Nice little stop and roll, and rebound finally picked up by Japan and Kotsai Hiroyuki.
Big play this for Japan. They'll want to come away with points, but
we'll go to the line.
We'll go to the line, and it didn't come to fruition there, but I love the combination of Brian Bell and Trayvon Jennifer for the United States. Brian Bell's in there being awkward, making himself a nuisance. But Trayvon Jennifer, the speed, the mobility of the chair, the way that he zigzags through the opposition makes him a real nice balance of defense and counterattack.
Akita K with the first basket. Matt Scott now doing the ball handling for the U.S. Has it swatted away, but he recovers it for Williams. Goes to Bell. Puts up the shot off the glass and off the rim. 5-point USA lead. Stays that way. Furusawa across for Akita, under the basket, under pressure, and he sinks it.
Key basket that for Japan, turning the tide a little bit. It was all USA momentum in the hands of their man Brian Bell, but Japan doing well to fight their way back in right now.
What a pass there by Bell to find Williams. They had to break the press. They had to get the ball across in the 8 seconds. And first of all, he has to get it out of his hands in the 5 seconds. And now we talked about the 2 different kind of groups that Japan has. Usually they leave Shokai Renshi in, and in this case, he's coming out as well. So pretty much a complete change for Japan. Fujimoto is in, Akayashi, Miyajima, Toyoshima. Well, the USA keeps their group out there. Here's Williams, watched by Miyajima. Shot clock dying, it's put up and rebounded by Fujimoto. Japan looking to cut into this 3-point lead. Akayashi, money!
Oh, what composure, at pace, under pressure, striking like lightning from their own paint.
Scott to Williams. And Jennifer got a hand on it. And does he draw the foul? Yes, it's on Japan's Miyajima. So nice job by Jennifer with his aggressiveness. John Boy for Jake Williams. Puts the ball on the floor, cuts into the paint, trying to dish in, and it's called on the offensive foul against the U.S. and Williams. His second foul. Akayashi, Fujimoto, and a giveaway right into the hands of Don Boy, who positioned himself perfectly. Bell, Williams for the U.S. Their lead cut to 1. Across it goes for Bell. Back up top for Scott. Bell from the short corner. Doesn't want to shoot it. Shot clock is at 3. Gives it to Jennifer. Puts it up. Puts it in. It took a while.
They had a long, hard think, and then finally was persuaded to drop. Great shot under pressure, clock and person from Jennifer.
And back comes Akayashi, and he might have rushed that one just a tad. That allows the U.S. to try to add to its 3-point lead. Under 2.5 to go in the opening half. Williams, Scott, Bell. Williams around the horn. Back to Scott, into Bell, and he busts into the paint and draws the foul.
Well, it was so dynamic, the passing and the movement from Bell, arching back athletically to pluck the fast ball from Scott. All that was missing was the bucket from Brian Bell, but they do draw the foul. Mesmeric play from the United States.
Yeah, Bell thought he might be shooting there, but they decide it's a non-shooting inbound foul. Here's Williams. And he came in red hot. Misses that one. 3-point lead, though, USA. Inside of 2 minutes to play. Miyajima. Akayashi. Miyajima. Fujimoto. And U.S. with a good defensive stand.
They've wrapped Fujimoto up really well since the opening exchanges. He started the game just sinking everything, but he struggled to score. He's marooned on 9 points at the moment, and he's been there pretty much since the first 5 minutes of the game.
And again, how about that great work by Trayvon Jennifer along the baseline. He fights his way to the paint, draws the foul, and that will send USA to the charity stripe.
But interesting, the prevalence that Trayvon Jennifer's having in this game so far, because we've heard about how relentless the Japanese are. They kept coming at us in waves, said Gav Chowdhury of Britain after their semi-final loss, and the United States have looked to counter that by putting a guy with endless energy, energizer energy like Trayvon Jennifer to disrupt them, and it's working.
But here comes Akayashi trying to cut the lead. He does. He gets in behind on a little backdoor play. Brian Bell now, ball handling for the U.S., gives it to Scott. Now Williams. Parks in behind the Jennifer screen, who accomplishes that task as well, but he can hit the shot. So Japan has a chance to do some damage here in the final minute. Fujimoto. Jennifer got a hand on it, but it's going to be Japan ball with 7 on the shot clock. Toyoshima Akira inbounding. He's a 3-time Paralympian for Japan. Gives it to Akayashi, the 20-year-old. Back to Toyoshima. Shot clock is dying. It's going to run out on Team Japan.
Well, Japan almost getting disorientated with where the shot clock was there. They didn't seem any urgency to be getting it into a dangerous area or squeezing the shot off, and unremarkably ticking away.
Probably a wise play by Toyoshima to just keep it in his hands when he realized it, instead of launching something that might come back to hurt them. Here's Scott. Williams. Back to Scott. Puts it up. Puts it in. Matt Scott gives the U.S. a 5-point lead back. Miyajima ahead for Akayashi, but no shot forthcoming. And after a 1/2 of play, 2 quarters in the gold medal game, it's Team USA with a 32-27 lead on the host nation, Japan, here at the Ariake Arena in Tokyo.
Brilliant half of wheelchair basketball, the half that this final deserved to start off with between the United States of America, the reigning gold medalists, against the host nation, Japan, who have grown and grown throughout this Paralympics. They're here by right, but they're here against many people's expectations. They're bringing the noise to the United States, with the USA with an answer at the moment, leading by 5.
USA got a real boost when Jake Williams came in. He was a +11. He and Jennifer both +11 coming into off the bench. Kotsai Hideyoki continuing to do Kotsai things. That's world class. And so is that pass by Steve Serio.
And so is that guy wearing the 8 jersey for the United States at the moment, all ends of the court.
Japan's got its weapons too, Akita. But in the end, at the end of 20 minutes of play, despite the best efforts of Shokai and Fujimoto and the rest, it is USA with a 5-point lead, identical shooting from the field at 44%. Look at the points from turnovers, though. USA 9-1, and there, my friends, is the difference in the game.
Students from across Japan have been practicing for over 2 years to perform on the biggest stage of the Paralympic Games. It gives me great pleasure to welcome KERUSI.
選手たちも待ちに待った東京2020のパラリンピックですが、彼らも勝利のために2年間実験練習を重ねてきました。It's halftime show Sensei!
When you talk, all I hear is. But wait, like.
Singapore Choreo Dancer.
皆様今一度拍手を送りください。ありがとうございました。
It's time to have some fun. It's time for Super Paralympic Challenge.
さあ、それでは今日が最後にありますね、スーパーパラリンピックチャレンジです。
This is the para basketball edition. It's a game that somebody will do free throws. It's super easy. You just have to clap your hands once at the right time when that bar gets into the box and somebody shoots the ball.
さあ、それでは全員で手を挙げて手拍子をするとソメイティがフリースローを打っていきます。皆さん現地で手拍子をしていきましょう。ではまず練習いきましょう。
All right, let's play. We're going to practice. 2 practices. Come on.
では皆さん手を挙げて。
You're going to get louder, you're going to get quicker. It's one clap when the bar gets in the box. Here we go. Much better. Off the glass. We'll
で
try.
はスタンドの皆さんも一緒に行きますよ。手を挙げて。
Was it a quick one? Close. Well, let's go to the competition.
さあ、それでは本番に行きましょう。二巡と行きます。Come on!
20 shots, the record 17. Ready? I think we did all right.
完璧です。では、後ろの皆様行きますよ。
Here we go. Nice! 2 from 2!
さあ、そのまま行きます。そのまま。
It's a smaller box. It's all about the timing. Great!
さあ、3連続で成功です。そのまま行きましょう。
It's gonna get harder. Off the glass.
ここまでパーフェクトですが、皆さん心を一つに。
Small box, quicker, here we go! Nice.
ちょっとだけ遅かった。
Too slow. Over the head, nice shot, great timing.
オーケー。では、モッパーの皆さんも行きましょう。モッパーの方も。
Small box, nice timing, Samini.
さあ、続いて TO 席の皆さんも一緒に行きますよ。TO 席の皆さんも一緒に。
All quick one, 360.
惜しい。ちょっとだけ遅かった。
All right, ready. It's all about timing. Nice shot with Sam.
さあ、モッパーの方もボールキーパーの方もトランプの方もみんな一緒に。
Nice layup.
ナイスショット。
We need to get the next 9 in a row. No pressure. Over the head off the glass.
さあ、ではカメラマンの皆さんも一緒に行きましょう。Come on!
Oh. Nice. Right in the middle. Perfect.
さあ、まだまだ行きますよ。
On a roll now. 6 now. Look at the 6 now. Over the head, Samini.
Good shot.
Nice. We need to make 5 more to beat the record. Still a chance to tie it up. Oh, quick one. 3 to go. We look at the 7 to be equal best. Oh, 5.
さあ、皆さん、あと2投、両手を上げて。
What? The last one, we need to make it. It's a quick one. Tie the game. That is the equal best record here in Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Super Challenge.
スーパーパラリンピック男子20投投げで17投成功となりました。皆様とも、そして皆さんの仲間に大きな拍手を。以上、スーパーパラリンピックチャレンジでした。
Second half is imminent here at the Ariake Arena in the gold medal game, the 73rd and final game of this wonderful tournament inside this beautifully wood-accented building that will eventually hold 15,000 fans. And today there is a nice atmosphere here for the gold medal game. USA with a 5-point lead over Japan. It's anybody's game still, but the U.S. bench has again proven itself. Players like Trayvon Jennifer, there he is, and Jake Williams coming off the bench with big numbers. There's one of the key players for the U.S., Steve Serio, in his 4th Paralympic Games. U.S.'s only loss in the tournament was a single-point loss to Great Britain, and have since won 4 in a row against Australia, Algeria, Turkey in the quarterfinal, Spain in the semifinal. Japan has just the one loss. It was against Spain in the round robin. And since then, wins over Turkey, Australia, and Great Britain. And here we go, second half action.
Huge half of wheelchair basketball lies await for this Japanese side that has really captured the imagination of the public of the host nation, and they start right how they need to close this gap on the USA, hitting the net with the first shots of the second half.
And it is Akita K. He's got 6 points now in the game. U.S. keeping this lineup with Scott, Jennifer, Sirio. Actually, it is now Josh Turek into the game, the big man out of Council Bluffs, Iowa. And John Boy staying out there as well. He's played the entire game so far.
Well, John Boy's been one of the multi-minute men for the United States throughout the entirety of the Paralympic Games. Here for his first Paralympics, and he has been integral to the United States' game plan in reaching this gold medal match, looking to secure back-to-back golds after that success in Rio.
Scott to Sirio. Cuts into the paint, turns, shoots, and it just rolls in for Sirio. When you're good, and that's exactly what he is. Kind of quietly going along now, has 9 points. Fujisawa, he hits it. Fujisawa Kiyoshi, the 35-year-old, comes in off the bench and does his part. The lead is 3. Sirio snakes into this front court, puts up the three-pointer, and Steve Sirio is hot.
Goodness me, cometh the hour, cometh the captain. Huge points at the top of this quarter, but Japan responding in kind. They found their range, and they're starting to zip the ball around real nice.
Fujisawa, yes, indeed.
But nicknamed Golden Ball, maybe after shots like that, they need a few more at the moment, but high-class start to the quarter. Serio, surely not.
Not quite this time, but he was feeling it. Here's Chokai Renshi. Good job by Jennifer to defend against him. Fujisawa works it in for Kotsai, and he draws the foul. Matt Scott says it was me.
It's been a dynamic start by the Japanese in this first half. They got a little bit stodgy, sorry, this third quarter. They got a little bit stodgy in the first quarter, but they've opened up with far more fluency.
Fujisawa, that's a little strong. And the rebound by Josh Turek in his 4th Paralympic Games. Scott into the front court. USA trying to find the right shot. Scott drawing the foul. And it's against Chokai Renshi. It is his first only, so no worries for him at this point.
It's been a pretty well-disciplined game to this point. No player on more than 2 fouls, so not even coming into the reckoning.
Turek, Sirio, trying to dish it into Jennifer, and he is fouled by Kotsai Hiroyuki. That's his second. So still the 4-point lead for the U.S. Early days here of the third quarter. Sirio from behind the screen. Yes, indeed, for the captain.
Well, Steve Sirio bringing the noise at the moment, and Turek's a really interesting addition. He's a shot taker, but he's there to cause a nuisance in the paint. But if Japan keep hitting the hoop so cleanly, then he's not going to have an impact in his own key, that's for sure. Great shooting from both these sides so far in the quarter.
Turek takes the outlet pass from Sirio. That had to happen. It was getting close to an 8-second violation. Here's Matt Scott for Josh Turek. Back to Scott. Turek. 2 on the shot clock. Needs to put it up. Got a little rushed at the end. Back comes Japan. Kotsai Hirayoki. Fujisawa. Shokai. Yes, it's a 2-point game.
How sweet was that from Shokai? On the lead, back onto one wheel, but finding the shot.
Japan really pushing the U.S. to try to keep their offense at bay. Matt Scott busting his way into the paint and just can't get it to drop.
I guess who's there to clean up the crumbs? It's Shokai with his 12th rebound of the match.
Kotsai, little fake, little shot, and he's given Japan 3 more points into a tie.
And the Ariaki's warming up real nice, and Jennifer's going to have to bring some energy because Japan have got the momentum all of a sudden. They've closed up the gap, they've drawn things level, so they go to the safe hands of Matt Scott. The Scott-Serio axis working in sweet harmony right now.
U.S. moving the ball around, got to get it up. Shot clock at 1, and it's short, and then gathered in by Shokai. For Kotsai, for Shokai. 39-39 in the gold medal game here in Tokyo. Kotsai, no. Jennifer for Serio. Thinks about the shot, sends it across for Scott. Back to Serio. Turek from the free throw line, can't get it to fall, but Serio gobbles up the rebound. A new 14-second clock for USA. Serio, Scott, off the glass, a little strong. And back comes Japan, Akayashi, Shokai, yes!
Shokai is the coolest customer in the Ariake Arena at the moment. He's gliding around the court with such serenity, and when presented with the opportunity underneath the hoop, makes it look easy.
6 points now for him, but he combines that with 13 rebounds. Serio from behind the screen, yes! We're all tied again.
I'm loving this battle between the skills of Serio and the talents of Shokai.
Serio's got 16 now. Shokai, Kotsai, Akita, Furusawa, Kotsai, yes! Japan is back out front again. We go back and forth. Josh Turek, he's got Serio racing to the hoop, sends it back to Scott. Serio, Turek, Scott, Serio, got to get it up, got it up in time and hits it. 18 points for Steve Serio, beautiful. Kotsai. Tie game, 43s apiece. Fujisawa, Kotsai, Shokai. Now Japan running out of time. Here's Kotsai underneath for Akita, and 1.
Well, Matt Scott can't figure out what just happened there. The Japanese side are passing with such precision, such speed. It is surgical in the way that they're trying to dismantle the USA defense. It was all about that USA defense, working hard, being gnarly in the first half, and it looks like they brought on Brian Bell to mix things up again.
Jake Williams in the game too. He was a +11 in his time in the opening half as Akita finishes the three-point play the old-fashioned way. So a 3-point lead, Japan. They have outscored the U.S. 19-11 here in the quarter. Serio takes the pass from Williams. Gives it back to Williams, rolls in, and a little short.
So just not dropping for Williams at the moment, and that's one criticism you could level at the United States team at the moment, is the dependence on the points of Serio. Japan sharing the responsibility around a lot more, but that's a bit sloppy, and Trayvon Jennifer gobbles it up for a counter-strike.
Serio has that little head fake action. Twists the turns, looking for someone to give it to, puts it back on the floor, 3 on the shot clock, he's got to put it up. He does, he hits it from an incredible angle. Steve Serio, unbelievable.
That angle was almost impossible, almost, unless you're Steve Serio.
And Shokai just took that one off the noggin, and that allows the U.S. to break back down with the ball. Jennifer for Serio. Look at all the hands around him. He gives it to John Boy, who gives it to Jake Williams, and he slows it down a little. Back to Serio. In for Jennifer. Gets his own rebound and a new clock for the U.S. Williams. A little strong on that jumper.
Shokai there again, and Fujimoto now on, linking up with the man. He hasn't missed a shot all day today.
Miyajima on the first attempt, no, and the U.S. with the committee rebound. Here comes Bell, final seconds of the quarter, can't finish. It's a 1-point lead, Japan, through 3 quarters of play here in Tokyo. It's an absolute dandy for Fujimoto's crew, leading Steve Serio's team by 1 after 30 minutes of play.
Well, what a crazy quarter for the Japanese, and it's got them right back into contention, even more so. They're in the lead. Points from the turnovers from the USA. Look at that, 11-1, but the rebound appetite of the Japanese is mighty. 24 in defense. And it's the axe of Shokai, who's contributed some points, as well as the Japanese who shared them around. But one thing they do not have an answer for right now is the USA captain, Steve Serio. Everything he touches turns to points right now, up to 20, and the key player for the United States at the moment.
Fourth quarter action in the gold medal game here in Tokyo. Wheelchair basketball. 1 point is all that separates these two teams. Japan with an outstanding third quarter, outscoring the U.S. by 6 to overcome the deficit. And we're underway. Steve Serio with the ball from Westbury, New York. Works it in to Williams. It just doesn't want to fall for Jake Williams on that one. Japan slowing things down a little with Kotsai. Now for Fujimoto. Kotsai. Fujimoto. Shokai falling on the play and drawing the foul. This might be Steve Serio's third. It is. but it is fourth quarter, so might not be an issue. Toyoshima will inbound for Japan. Fujimoto, Toyoshima, Kotsai. Takes it towards the baseline. And the short corner, puts up the shot and hits. 3-point lead.
Hits a Serio almost.
Serio racing back the other way, gives to Williams. Nicely done, back within one for the U.S. Kotsai working on a 16-point game for Japan. Lofts a pass in for Fujimoto. Under pressure from Jennifer. Back to Kotsai. 5 on the shot clock. Shokai. Kawahara off the glass and in. 3-point lead, Japan again. They do not want to give up this gold medal.
Well, that Jake Williams shot before for the United States to score points, so crucial that they mix up and add a bit more variety in their attack. It was the first bucket in 6 that hasn't been scored by Scott Serio.
This time, Steve Serio's shot is off the base of the rim. 3-point lead, Japan looking to add. Here comes the 3. And Kotsai's shot is off the mark. Bell with the rebound. Jennifer. Surveys the scene, dishes inside for Serio, and one. A spectacular and one for the USA captain, Steve Serio. It's magical.
It is inspired stuff from the United States captain. Everything that's thrown at him, he has an answer. Has he got the one? You betcha.
It would have been a shame if he didn't after that. What a game for Steve Serio. Give him 23 points now in the game to go with his 8 assists and 4 rebounds. And yet it is still a tie game. Fujimoto fades and fires and hits. Japan's back out front. The press from Japan, they get it ahead, the U.S. to Bell. Serio racing to the basket, takes the pass, and for once, he doesn't hit it.
An audible gasp in the arena that Steve Serio would miss.
But Trayvon Jennifer earns the U.S. the ball back by drawing the offensive foul by Fujimoto. Beg your pardon, it was Shokai who took the foul, his second personal. Bell, Serio trading passes inside for Jennifer. He draws the foul. And we'll have a chance to cut into Japan's 2-point lead. Substitutions now for Japan. Furusawa is coming in. Akayashi is coming in. Fujimoto and Kawahara check out.
Interesting time to be making replacements. Japan looking so good. It's difficult to disrupt the chemistry.
Remember, in wheelchair basketball, you've got the classifications, so sometimes you can't always do a 1-for-1 swap. It's got to be, the numbers have got to add up, and it's got to remain 14 and under. Jennifer gets 1 of 2. USA draws within 1. Looking for a big stand here, 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. Kotsai Hiroyuki. Furusawa. Puts it up, off the glass, and in. And remember, Great Britain said they just keep coming. They come in waves. They use 9 or 10 different players to do it. and Japan just continues to find ways. And an offensive foul called here on USA's John Boy away from the ball. And that will give Japan the ball back, up by 3.
Big moment for Japan as well. Their shooting accuracy dwarfing that of the United States, 56% to the United States 41. They've got to get their finishing up to match these Japanese who are so accurate when the hoop's in front of them asking to be shot at.
Furusawa, shot clock running out. Shokai tipping, firing, and missing. It's Jennifer, the big rebound. In fact, that was Bell that might have rebounded that. Nope, my first instinct was right. It was Trayvon Jennifer as the U.S. is back on offense again. Here's Serio. Puts up the shot, and it won't drop this time. Still a 3-point lead, Japan, as they go on offense. Furusawa cutting into the lane. The shot won't hit, but the rebound and the follow-up will from Shokai.
Shokai is just all action, the balance, the composure. He's in the right place at the right time. If you want the ball in anyone's hands at a key moment in the game, it's that young man. Look at him. So much action going on around him. Arches up onto the one wheel, and with the dexterity in his wrist to go in off the glass and deliver Japan what is looking like a handsome 5-point lead at the moment with just over 5 minutes to go. You talk about them coming in waves. 69% their shooting accuracy in the third quarter, 63% in the fourth quarter right here. At the business end of the match, they step up.
Can USA come back and take the gold back? Can Japan bring this home, at home? That's the question. We'll find out in the next 5 minutes and 49 seconds. Jake Williams back on the floor for the U.S. Gives it to Serio. Finds Jennifer. He's got Bell under the basket. He gives it to him, and Brian Bell makes no mistake. It's back down to a 3-point lead. Kotsai Hiroyuki, Toyoshima, Shokai, Akayashi, Furusawa. Nice job by Jennifer to get a hand on it, and he's going to have an open path to the basket. Trayvon Jennifer, yes! We're a 1-point game again.
Well, Trayvon Jennifer gets the plaudits, but it's Brian Bell who should really be getting them. Look at that, the big hand in there from Williams, but then it's Bell who's first on it. Sorry, Jennifer. Into Trayvon Jennifer's hands, who goes up the court, and the cool, calm, collected finish. Trayvon Jennifer and Brian Bell, what a duo. I think there must be a US sportsman called Trayvon Williams, which is what's in my head there on that one. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Yeah.
This is a game of ebbs and flows, a game of runs, a game of reacting to the other team's tactics, and USA had the timeout, comes back to score 4, cut the lead to 1. Now Japan with the timeout. Can they make an adjustment? Akayashi. Bright part of this team's future. He's only 20. There's Furusawa, also in his early 20s. Puts up the shot. It rattles out, but Shokai there for the rebound, and then he puts it into the hands of Jennifer, who is perfectly positioned. U.S. has got to hustle. They get it across the timeline. Williams, calm, cool, collected, gives USA the lead back again.
Huge moment that Shokai got the rebound, but all he could find was Jennifer. And he misses for the first time in the game as well. Big swing here.
Here comes Williams leading USA's offense. Curls, looks, set up behind the screen, and Jake Williams hits it.
Well, whatever was said to Jake Williams in that timeout, it has worked. It's his points that are putting USA into the lead. They've overturned this Japan dominance.
Maybe it's time for some Hiroyuki Kotsai three-point heroics. Furusawa almost swatted away by Sirio. Comes back to Toyoshima. Two-pointer, no. Rebound, Japan, smartly done. Kotsai calming things down, directing traffic. For three, no. But again, they get the rebound. This time he hits it for two. It's a one-point game.
How good was that from Kozai Hiraki? So cool, just slowed things down. He missed the three, but Shokai in there with the disruptive limb to give them a third bite at the cherry, which they didn't turn down.
Williams, offensive foul called against Jake Williams. That is a tough call. He doesn't like it. His third personal. Both teams have got 3 team fouls. So next one, and then the opposition starts getting the bonus shots. Here's Furusawa, slings it back to Toyoshima. Watched by Boy, who's played the entire game for the U.S. Furusawa, Toyoshima, shot clock is at 5. And nice rebound there by Boy. Sirio, and it's stolen by Kotsai. His pass is intercepted, and back and forth they go. Steve Sirio now, his team up by 1. Trayvon Jennifer not involved in the offense right now. He is being backpicked by Furusawa. Here's Williams. In for Bell. No! And he swats it away, does Bell. Back to Williams, who tracks it down and gives it to Bell. Slings it back to Sirio. And we've got an inbound play coming here. It's a foul against Furusawa. So just the first, but the 4th team foul for Japan here. And now the next personal foul will send USA to the line. Sirio. Little ball fake, still has it. 4 on the shot clock. He might need to put it up. He does, and it won't drop. Still a 1-point USA lead, down to 100 seconds to play. Furusawa. Toyoshima. Furusawa. Across for Kotsai. Under pressure from Jennifer, they swat it away. Teamwork by the U.S. Sirio leads the attack, and then he calms things down. Steve Sirio, the captain of the U.S., across for Williams. Williams up. And it's going to be USA collecting the rebound with a new 14-second clock to work. Their lead cut to 1. Here's Bell. Here's Williams. Bell got it to Sirio. The nice little fake, and then he hits it.
Well, he does so well to keep his composure with Shokai flying across with a big arm in his eyesight. Shokai goes careering off court into the hoardings. Sirio keeps his cool, and he's smiling now. Shokai's giving everything. What a game. What a game.
is pumping inside the Ariake Arena. We're in the final minute of the gold medal game, the final game of the tournament. 48.5 seconds left. Is there more magic in Team Japan? Down by 3. They've got the best three-point shooter in the tournament on the floor in Kotsai Hiroyuki. Here's Furusawa for 3. No. And USA grabs the rebound. It's a press from Japan, but the US will escape it. Here's Bell down the right wing, back to Sirio, and he draws the foul from Toyoshima. And that will send Sirio to the free throw line.
Big foul there that sees USA advance to the free throw line in the bonus. Due to the number of fouls that have been accumulated, and it's in the hands of the United States marksman, number 11. 25 points already.
Wow, 27 now. And that will cause Japan to call a timeout with 36 seconds left, down by 5, needing some magic. Outstanding game by Kaioya Kaizayuki's team and Ron Lyken's teams. And it's not over yet. There's the general, the on-court general, Steve Sirio. And it's throughout this tournament, he has taken what the opposition has given, and he has come to play here in the gold medal game with 27 points. That's the offensive part. There's so much else involved. Here we go. 36 seconds left. Fujisawa coming into the game. He will inbound. It goes to Shokai. Watched by Sirio. Underneath for Akayashi. And he scores the basket. That'll cut the lead to 3. And now USA calls the timeout.
Well, USA using their second timeout. They've got 3 available for this second half. Only 30.7 seconds remaining. And that was a key play from Japan right from the inbound, just to give the USA a bit of food for thought.
Let's come back to the ball, make it a short pass, be strong with it. Be strong with it. Hey, we come down, we turn it over, we shoot, they get the rebound, it's still a 3-point game. All right? Hey, let's get a good look at what we're doing right here. Good look with what we're doing. Be strong with the ball, shorter passes. Make sure we come to, yeah, we're advancing. I got it, right? Okay, let's go from there, boys. Let's be ready.
Then we only have 14, right?
We have 3 fouls. We have enough. Yeah, go full.
So a little discussion by the U.S. on whether to advance the ball into the front court or take it from the baseline. And if you take it from the baseline, it's a 24-second clock. If you take it from the front court, which they are not going to do, so Steve Sirio won that little discussion, and they're going to take the ball from the baseline with a full 24 and then do everything they can to use up as much time as they can and then draw the foul just like that. So that was an interesting little discussion that we got a little window into. We were a fly on the wall.
I mean, what a privilege to be in those circles at these crunch key moments. And also in that discussion as well was the question of how many fouls have we committed as well, because another one from USA then brings Japan into the same conversation of trying to squeeze out these free throws.
You can just imagine Steve Serial's imagining being in a gym somewhere, whether it's where he lived in Germany or whether it's somewhere in New York. New York guy, complete silence as he goes for the basket on the free throw. Gets one of two. 4-point lead, though. That's significant. It's a two-possession game. Here's Kotsai. Furusawa. Shokai. Puts up the two-pointer. It rattles away. It's going to be USA ball with 14.3 seconds left. And another, we'll get a substitution here. Bell out, Turek in. Pei coming into the game. And Jennifer out for now. They made this the last trip up the floor and then immediately switched them back. Kotsai coming out and getting a great hand. Takamatsu in. And I think that this is the way this is going to go. Williams dribbling, Japan not touching him. And so it's going to be back-to-back gold medals for Team USA, 64-60 over Japan. An incredible effort by a team of Japanese players that no one thought would get this far, and they challenged the champs right to the end, but the U.S. pulls off the win. USA 64, Japan 60 here in Tokyo.
Well, what a valiant display by the Japanese, who lit up the Ariake Arena. It is alight with noise, with applause, with appreciation for the final that this competition deserved. It was a competition when no one truly knew who was the best. No team went through undefeated. Great Britain and Spain were confined to battle out for the bronze medal, the silver medalists from last Paralympics, and the reigning world champions. It meant that Japan would meet this professional and clinical USA side, and look at that, 18 points from turnovers from the USA. They were ruthless when they punished Japan on the 14 turnovers that they coughed up in the end. The Japan shooting was a lot hotter, but therein lies the difference, and that is why the United States are top of the log at the Paralympics once again.
Well, it's two equal teams, and then it's Steve Serial. And the captain of Team USA rising to the challenge. 28 points for Serial in the game that mattered most in this event for his team. He plays 33 minutes and 19 seconds, picks up 9 assists, and had 4 rebounds and a couple of steals as well, which might be as were significant at the time.
And only turned over twice as well, but is the 28 points that he achieved, holding 11 from 19 shots. This final will be known as Steve Serial's final. His performance taking USA to the gold medal, as we see emotional scenes from the Japanese players who have done so incredibly well here in Tokyo.
I don't know if those are tears of disappointment or they are tears of pride, because no Japanese team had ever gone to the gold medal game until this one, led by that man, Kotsai, along with Shokai Renshi, and well, really a full team effort by Team Japan. And they do earn the silver.
They earned it. They earned it all right. They blew Team GB away, who were much fancied to be in this gold medal match, if not securing the gold medal, in a blistering semi-final display. And take a look at that ring of Japanese players, because there's a lot of future in there. 6 players making their Paralympic bow. There's 2 students in there of 21 years old and 20 years old in Kaishi Takematsu. And the 22-year-old in his second Paralympic Games, Shokai Renshi. What a sensation, and a name that will be on our lips for many, many more Paralympics to come.
For Team USA, 9 of their players won gold before. 3 debutantes, Jorge Sanchez and John Boy, who played a significant role. He played the entire 40 minutes, in fact, in this game, is in his first Paralympic Games. And then that man, Steve Serio, not his first, of course, his second gold in his 4th Paralympic Games. And the other player who's in his first, as we see the net getting cut, the traditional net cutting. This is Brian Bell. It's Ryan Nieswander, by the way, who's the other player on the U.S. in his first Paralympic Games. But Bell making quick work of that mesh.
And for Brian Bell, it's going to be a Paralympics to remember. A man who had a huge say in the quarterfinals, in the semi-finals, and shone at the top of the match as well. Final snips. And this is going to raise the roof from the small but mighty American contingent, cheering them on from the crowd. Great scenes at the Ariake.
Not the easiest thing to climb a ladder with one leg without your prosthetic on, and that's exactly what Brian Bell just did.
Yeah. Hops down, back to the chair. He's had a good time in Tokyo.
USA managed to get 9 players into the game, all contributing. Jake Williams coming off the bench and was a plus 17 with his 13 points. A huge contribution for Williams. Akayashi and Team Japan. Tears, we don't know of disappointment or of just real, true pride.
Well, 20 years old he is. Only made his debut in 2018, and that man, how inspirational was he to the collective effort of the Japanese?
So Bell cut down the mesh, and Serio gets to wear it as a necklace, but
that is some photo, some moment for the United States.
well, it's tough enough to win it, but to repeat is so much more difficult.
Well, you think, probably watching at home, you think the United States of America, basketball, they win it all the time, but they hadn't won it in years.
24.
They hadn't won it in years until they did it at Rio. They snapped the gold medal hex, and then to come back 5 years later with many of that team, the nucleus of the team that pulled off that gold medal effort, coming here and retaining it back-to-back. That is the measure of a great side.
USA won 3 of 4 basketball gold medals here in Tokyo. They won the men's and women's at the Olympic tournament. They win the men's here and take bronze in the women's. They are still a basketball power, make no mistake, but Japan has now entered into that conversation here in the men's wheelchair basketball tournament. And still disappointment for Akayashi, very emotional for that 20-year-old. Pretty soon, though, he's going to be wearing a silver medal around his neck. And close your eyes and it might feel like gold.
Well, then that's something that no other Japanese wheelchair basketball player has ever done. 7th place, their highest ever finish in any Paralympics. That was back in Beijing. 7th, their best finish in the World Championships. This has been a groundbreaking tournament for this Japanese side. And if it hadn't been for the sheer brilliance of the United States captain, it could well have been gold for those young men.
Mikey Pay and Matt Scott enjoying the moment. Jorge Sanchez in his first Paralympic Games, waving that flag proudly.
Sanchez, actually, his heroes, he states, are Matt Scott and Steve Serio. So,
Wow.
I mean, he's coming into his first Paralympics and he's winning a gold medal with the guys that he has idolized.
Medal ceremony is coming up. Gold, silver, and bronze handed out at the Ariake Arena in mere moments.